Hey friends, happy Monday. I'm Abby and I am committed to finding nuggets for righteous living through a deeper dive in God's Word. We are focused in the month of December in what I'm calling Reset 2024. We are focused intentionally on releasing anything that stands between us and our relationship with God. Something that would form a barrier or prevent us from getting close to Him, and also something that would form a barrier from Him being able to pour into us and to use us fully for His purpose. So far, we've talked about releasing fear. We've talked about releasing disappointment. And on today, I want to talk about releasing negative words. So before I go any further, let us unpack today's verse. It is Proverbs 18:21, and it says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it and indulge it will eat its fruit and bear the consequences of their words." Now, isn't that powerful when we think about words itself? But more importantly, when we understand that there's so much power in negative words, certainly there's power in positive words. But if we're talking about releasing things, right? Obstacle, barriers, strongholds, thoughts, bad habits, behaviors, anything that would cause a wedge. What else would cause a wedge as bad as speaking negative words? And we could save speaking negative words about others for a different day. There's a whole other episode that I could do just on gossip, but I'm talking now about just negative words, period. Speaking negativity over yourself, speaking negativity over your family. And we have to be so careful about that. I know I will speak honestly with my own family. I challenge them in that area all the time. We have to watch what we say, especially when we're saying broad statements. We're making definitive statements about what the family is about, what we're capable of doing. Oh, we never have good luck. Or, oh, well, in this family, we always deal with whatever. We have to watch that. Every person on this earth and every family certainly deals with challenges, but you want to be careful about what you're making as definitive statements about yourself, labels that you're putting upon yourself, because then everything in you then has to operate under that label. So if you believe that nothing goes right in your life, then nothing is going to go right in your life. Then it's hard for you to connect with God and to believe that God exists and that He loves you and that He has the best for you. If you believe that your family will never get out of poverty, or your family is always going to deal with anxiety or depression, or your family could, never has good luck, then that's what you're speaking into being. The word tells us that when we love the words and indulge it, we experience the consequences of it. And we have to remember that that's good and bad. When we speak life through our words, we're going to experience and bear the consequences of it, but in a positive way. So when we speak death through our words, we're going to deal with the consequences of that too. So I want you to take a look at yourself and what are some of the things that you've been hard on yourself about and saying to yourself over and over, and wondering why your situation hasn't changed, wondering why it's hard to pray, why it's hard to be in your word, why it's hard to believe that God is ever on your side when everything that you're speaking and spewing is saying the opposite. How can you see a miracle or a blessing landing in your lap and believing that that's what it is when everything in you is saying the opposite? And what we say it enough, then we believe it. We believe it enough, it becomes, permanent thoughts. And then our actions have to follow our beliefs and our thoughts. I will share that as I have gotten older, something as simple as, my body changing and having a harder time with weight, it wasn't until, granted, I started, taking deliberate action and trying to eat better and to move more. But it wasn't until I started, or I stopped. Let me say that. I stopped obsessing over my body and finding everything wrong and negative to say about it, and finding peace and being grateful that I have a healthy body that is keeping me alive, that is allowing me to do things. Then I started to see a shift in it. So we have to watch our words. So today we're giving up negative words. So I want you to meditate on Proverbs 18:21 and to remember to watch what you're saying. Every time you make a negative statement about yourself, about any person that's connected to you, about your work, about your abilities, about anything, I want you to write it down just today. And I'm going to do the same. Write it down and then go back and reflect on what you have written. You're going to be shocked. Your entire body, your nervous system, your psyche, your emotional well-being are so tied to what you're saying. All right, so today I'm giving the serious face because we're giving up negative talk. More importantly, the negative self-talk. So you can correct yourself, you can shift your words, you can stop yourself halfway. I do that all the time. But we're giving up negative self-talk. We're not going into 2024 speaking death over ourselves, our situation, and certainly over our relationship with God. Stay encouraged, my friends, and I'll talk to you soon. No negative talk. Have an amazing day.